My name's Jamie Eden, 41 years old, married with 3 boys. Come back at work full time and yeah, I've got a few hobbies, lifting weights and boxing. I got it from doing weights, so it was self-inflicted. I had a discectomy between L5 and S1. I had a nerve sleeve injection. I was a week out of having a fusion. So yeah, I was pretty bad. I went for a second opinion, went saw a physiologist, went saw a physio, 2 other physios, sorry, and they all said, look, if the neurosurgeon, if he said you need a fusion, you need a fusion. And the neurosurgeon had told me that I'll never run again and stuff like this, just stuff that I didn't want to hear. From pretty early on, I started on quite a lot of drugs. I wasn't sleeping well. Having Lyrica, Tramadol, sometimes Valium and meloxicam and anti-inflammatory. All I was doing is laying around because I didn't know what else to do. I'm dealing with 3 kids and not being able to lift up my 2-year-old and my wife, like putting her through, because I'm not moving, I'm laying on the ground. That's all I'm doing. I'm getting up for 20 minutes at the most. And you know, I'm just in a real bad state. A week out of having that fusion, I found a physio. He was the last resort, and I was hoping that he'll say, you need a fusion, because I just want it all to stop. And then when he told me that he reckons he could help me, that was pretty full on. He said, you've got this degeneration, but you know, so is most of the population. I told him, I said, look, I'm doing everything right. I'm putting the roll behind my back when I'm driving. And he said, what for? And I said, well, because everyone says to do that, you know. And he said, throw it away, like chill out, relax, lean back, you know. And he said to me, another important thing was he got me to bend over and pick something off the ground. And I was like, oh, like this, you know, guarding and protecting my back. And he said, you don't need a fusion. You've given yourself a fusion. So he gave us stretches to do, and to ride an exercise bike as well. And I was thinking, what? I can't do that. I've been laying down all day, you know, I can't ride a bike. You think, why is my mind working against me, you know? But it's just how I trained it to work for that 6 months or so, you know. I'd worked myself into that, and I had to get out of it. And it was stretching, and you know, people are probably going to see this, and if I say meditation, they'll start rolling their eyes or something. But I did meditation. I went and I saw a psychologist as well. And that all helped me as well. Because of my way of dealing with problems was usually to do exercise, I had to find another medium to deal with, and not watching TV or something like that. So yeah, I found other interests. I got into writing, and I was stuck on the bed. So I'm learning languages as well, which I've always done, but that gave me a lot more time to do that as well. Don't go onto the internet and read forums, because I think that people compete on there for who's got the worst, who's been chopped the most, or who's had the worst. It's just a nightmare. Find yourself a good physio, because a good physio will tell you if he can help you or not. Like if he can't, then they'll refer you to a good neurosurgeon that will, you know, if that's what you need. But I went to a doctor, and she said, she saw me move, and she said, that's good to see you're guarding your back. I'm like, now I know now, you know, so you hear that and you think, okay, I should be stiffening up and that. What I know now is that everything I was doing was counterproductive to my recovery, big time. If I had known not to sit up apparently correctly, just to relax, chill out, you know, throw the towel away from behind my back that was putting me into an unnatural position, not worry about sneezing or coughing. The neurosurgeon said I would never run again. You know, I'm doing everything. Weights, I'm back doing weights again. Not so much, I won't do it as much as I did before. And I go to boxing on the weekends as well. And to think that I'd kind of driven my mind, and to hear that, you know, it's a lot to do with your mind. I think some people aren't really open to that. They'll take offence to that and think, you think it's all in my head. Overcoming that it had a lot to do with meditation, it had a lot to do with me finding other interests. because I wasn't living. I was just existing, and badly as well. It was a real bad existence. And now I can do everything. I throw my kids around, back hanging out with friends, going to work, which going back to work was really important. That helped me heaps. Yeah, just living.